Hello and welcome to episode 34 of our OpenTTD series, in which we're going to carry on the expansion that we have with Wredingstone. So I'm going to open up OpenTTD, but we're going to look through some maps as well just to plan out what we're doing, because in this episode we're going to be looking at the rails. So we did trams in the last part, we're going to do rails in this part, and then in the next part, providing that rails doesn't carry on into the next part, we're going to be doing buses, because buses should carry on and link up all the rail and tram infrastructure that we have in the map. So let's see what we have and what we're working with basically. So if I bring up the map, this is what we have from the last episode. So we leave our trams like this, which I think is a very good network to have for trams. If I come down here, we have a series network map, so I can just copy this and paste this. Not into OpenTTD, although that would be a very good feature, but into here. Hang on. What the hell is Pooland? Sorry, that really caught me off guard. This is nothing that I've done. I would just like to point that straight out there. Okay then. Right, that's that's kind of thrown me off a bit. So this is our network down here. This section of the map. Let me just bring a cheeky old print screen over just so I can circle things. Now we do have a non-stop line there as well, which we're not taking into account. Though for our services in the area, I would say that up to Fedham here. So if I draw a line there, okay, if you look here in the map, Fedham, I would say this is the limit of the peninsula. Now we may have lines that go further than that, but I would class everything to the left of there as being this peninsula region. So this is what I've been thinking in terms of how we should do this. The line should be electrified. Now I feel bad because we've got a lot of electrified railways at the moment, and what we need to start doing is building diesel railways to compensate that. So this is going to be the last electrified railway that we will build for now. After this, any more rails need to be diesel, just so we can kind of keep the balance somewhat realistic. One obvious line is up from here to Meeborn. That's the first one. So in fact, let me put these as different colours, and then we will look at these in depth after. So that's one line there. Now, let me show you in OpenTTD what I've been debating that we should do. I think that what we should actually accomplish is here we should create, if I can get the pen, a line which goes through, is it Goodinghead? Into Fadham. So kind of like a bypass of Nunnington. So if we do that, not only would it allow us to put more express routes on, some of which bypass Nunnington, but it also creates a new local line. Now, with regards to how we can execute this, I'm wondering, do we keep Meeborn as the station it is now, which is kind of like a terminus station? Do we create maybe a second station down here? Do we look at obviously making a station in Flenningworth instead? These are all things I've not really thought through yet, but they're all considerations. I think that's one project. Definitely create a line down here, and we'll look at in depth in a minute as to how we can do that. But I also want to create a small branch line just up here. So from Nunnington coming through Buddingpool, Funtown, and a few of these routes here, because this is quite a big section as well. And we'll definitely add more buses because, yeah, the biddy buses are probably quite full at the moment. Yeah, so that's another thing that we'll do. So one route, well, let's just start off down here. So Wredingstone is 5 tiles long. We'll create our... In fact, no, we shouldn't create a Meeborn route. We need to just establish what we're going to do here, because this is the deciding factor. Are we going to redesign Meeborn Station, or create a new one? Because we could bring in this bay, you see. We could raise this bay up, create a station there. Then again, where would the route go otherwise? I do quite like this terminus style station. That's the thing that's stopping me really. Though, one of these things just to think about, isn't it? I believe the decision I'm going to make is that we're going to create a new Meeborn station. We're going to create it over here. And this is going to be our first project. So what we can do is we can use the existing lines and just detour them up here to this new station. So we're going to create an express station here. So trains coming out of this peninsula can either use Meeborn or they can use Nunnington. And it'll give Meeborn a bit more space to grow as well. So let's crack these open. Raise this all in. I'll put a bridge up first. I am in good spirits today. Oh my god, it's going to try build, isn't it? I'm in very good spirits today. I have told myself I was going to do a lot of recording, and I'm proud of myself that I have managed to do that. But the football is on for us, the Euros, which are when all the international teams in Europe get together and have a jolly old time. And it was England-Wales, and I'm very, very glad that I took the decision to watch the England game, opposed to doing another 2 videos, which was what I was deciding for about 5 or 10 minutes. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make this 5. I believe I'm going to make this 5. Yeah. 5 platforms wide. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's basically a square of station. I'm very looking forward to the next series. I've been experimenting with another map. And I've basically reduced the number of towns massively to see how I could affect my playstyle, and it works so much better. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Coming back to this map now seems so convoluted in comparison. 2. I've got a feeling it's not going to let me do this one. Oh, it will. That's cool. So yeah, in the next series we're definitely going to have less towns. But it looks so much more realistic because you can just create very long railways without stops, and it just looks so much more natural. Very excited to show you that when I finally get around to it. And I've got some pretty decent GRF files as well in the mix. Let's put this here. See, I've started using these little name signs now, which is only because I've been doing that in my offline map. I've been tempted to maybe make some videos just of the routes that I've made, because literally some routes are about 3,000 tiles long now. It physically takes 45 minutes of real live time for one of the trains to complete its routes, so it's probably a bit excessive. Right. So, how are we going to connect this up? We have to carve through this housing estate. I may make it 2 lines, actually. What I could do is... See, the thing is, I'm trying not to disrupt as well. If I do them... No, I can't do that. I'm trying not to disrupt the lines that are currently active. Let's do that. Perfect. So that's just a temporary fix. Temporary. That's a bit of a tongue twister for me. I don't know quite why. But okay. So that would be the one line. So we've joined them together, you see. So I guess the idea of having the Nunnington kind of branch into this as well is that local services can still bend around from Nunnington and terminate in Meeborn. Okay. So up here, and then from there, where would this? So we've got one line there. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so that will go across there and down. That's fine. And then yes, that will connect on. I'll get rid of that and do that. There we go. So those are the lines. That's the line structure. Let's get rid of this. Let's carve through, and then I'll do the road bridges. So that's that. And we can curve this way instead. Oh, hey, I've already got one of the trains dying to use the station. That'll do. So let's make sure we signal this. In fact, what we can do straight away is close the old Meeborn station. You have served us well. This is a in memoriam to Meeborn Old Station. Let's just take a moment of silence and you know, give homage to the station. You have served us well through branch lines and docks, and it is now that we move forward to this time of prosperity where we shall move to our new electrified station. You have served us well. Rest in peace. Okay, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just going to put 4 power up. There we go. What I might do, because I can just demolish that one building and then kind of just give it a bit more space, just so trains don't back up onto the main line. Do that. And then here, what I could do is raise that up like that. I hope none of those trains want to go this way. Well, I guess I can give them an option for now. Yeah, that's fine. Let's slowly remove all this. Here's the last train. So, what is it? The Bootown Express. Number 2 will be the last train to use Meeborn Station when it gets its ass out of the way. Town's going to kind of boom after this, isn't it? Let's put that there. There's a whole new... Literally, all that's going to be available for housing. Wow. Don't know if anyone can hear that on as background noise, but I have my window open because it's very warm. And there's lightning outside. So if you do hear any rumbly sounds, that is the lightning. It is definitely not me. Let's move that forward a bit. Oh, shit. Yeah, I need to do that too. There we go. Tiny bit of disruption to the local area, but, you know, fuck it. The trains are getting scrapped soon anyway. Because obviously we're going to be putting electric services on. Okay, I forgot to redo the roads, didn't I? Let's put one bridge there so that all this shit can go. Let's connect them up. That'll do. Then here, what I'm going to do... Oh, shit, yeah, I've not connected that bridge to anything. No wonder the buses aren't going that way. Let's do that. Then we're going to have the railway come this way around Meeborn. Okay. Let's invest a bit of money in the area. Let's just give them a... There we go, some means to rebuild what we've just destroyed. Okay, so I want to finish this railway first. Let's just project what we're doing on here as well. Shall we do... I'm trying to think whether we should just carry on the map from the trams or not. Because there's quite a few railways that are going to be added to this. In fact, yeah, we'll do this as the... this map can kind of be the metro area of Wredingstone. So if we move it down... Yeah, that'll do. So move it down. So we've got Trentbourne. Whoa. That's fine. We'll look at that in a sec. I'll make the railway first and then we'll make the map. Guess that's how it would go in real life, so you know. Let's put a shallower curve there for these platforms. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to purposefully leave this like this for design. So, every single platform, well, now, every single platform can exit the station this end, but entering from this end, these two platforms, these two platforms now are off limits. So basically, they can only really be used by trains entering from this side, which just can alleviate congestion. If I give them like an access route like that. There we go. And we'll make a bridge there just to try and keep aesthetics where possible. We've got Gooding Head, sorry, not Gunding Head. What we'll do is we'll put this road around here. Get rid of these for now. And in this section here we'll have a bay platform. Just going to full screen while we're working on this. How large are these going to be? Yeah, we'll say we'll make everything 3 tiles long for platform length. So let's get rid of this. Here we are. I know I'm doing quite a lot of demolishing, but I'd rather let the towns rebuild. It's not like we're short of population or anything. And why is it going to go from here? See, this is going to be challenging. How the hell are we going to get the railway around there? Do we go this way around the town? I actually think that might be better, you know. I actually think what we should do is go this way. Yeah, that's going to be better. And then we'll come through here. Four and four. I'm not sure how much you can pick up the background noise, but you probably realise why I try and keep my window closed while recording. We only live on a smallish street. It's not like like a main road or anything, but so many people just speed. It's ridiculous. I don't want to be like sound like one of them you know, old granny kind of like, oh, all these kids speeding, but it's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. You can genuinely tell that someone's going to get hurt at some point because it's like kids play out and stuff. It's pretty bad. What I'm going to do here is try and make a second station to demolish those, but it may be worth it. So yeah, we'll have a second station in Fedham. We're not going to call it Fedham Bank though. We're going to call it, let's think, come on. I'm going to just look for a random word around me. Home. Oh, Home Street? No. I'm just going to go on my phone. Just going to quickly see what the first word is that I see. No, there's no words at all. Oh man. Right, Fallow Road. There you go. Fedham Fallow Road. Rolls off the tongue. Get rid of these. And what we can do is do the classic steps. Can't get into a platform without steps, can you? So on-track stations. I'm going to start using some of these as well, because I didn't know some of these are actually really nice to use. Okay. Do we need that connecting down here? I'd say yes in the long run. It doesn't have to be electrified though. I'll sort that out later. How on earth are we going to do this? I could just brute force across there. This has solved some problems with it. I'm trying to think. In fact, that might be the easiest way to do this, mightn't it? So what we can do is let's just re-signal. Put a signal there instead, and a signal here, and a signal there. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. If it poses a problem, we'll edit it in future. Let's put signals there and there. Okay, so that's one station. Let's signal this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just clean that up. Okay. Now I'll create a station here. Should we call it a central station? No, kind of want to add on to that, to be honest. Let's make that gunning head. And then let's add this onto it. And what we can do is use that. 2 waypoints. And an ending one. Oh shit. Then an ending one there. That should do fine. Signal this side of the station. There we go. Okay, so we have a little branch line now finished. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. Let's go out of full screen for a minute. So this is how everything's going to look. Oh, it did this last time, didn't it? No. No, why do you not... Why do you detest to this treating of you? Okay. Let's load up our shiz, put this in, and move it down. So, Trentbourne, the next station is Bootown. Please remember to take all your personal belongings with you. I didn't save any of my route names. And let's add stations. Let's call that one Bootown. About there. Nope, I'm going to put it on the other side so it's nice and neat. Bootown. And then you've got Parnford. I'll go up there like that now. So Parnford. And this will now be Meeborn. And we've got Labora and Nunnington. Okay. And what happens is, if we move this down further and to the left, draw the route, so it then goes basically this way, like that. We have Gooding Head. Beddenfallow Road. And then what happens is, from there we have another branch, and I'll also put like that, but that just goes another direction. So I'm not going to be on this this grid, this section of commuter lines. Hello, Tally. Our cat's decided to crawl all over the keyboard when I need to type things. What are you doing, cat? Why do you do this to me? Hello. Right. Look, we've had words before. When I'm recording, you can't walk over the keyboard. I have the final say on what we call the names. We can't use your kiddie paws to name them. Okay. And we've got Edinford. How am I going to join these up? I hope they... Oh, no. Oh, fuck. I knew this would happen. No. No. Oh, if I can just... Yes, that'll do. Okay, I'm happy. Right. And then we're going to have that line go up there, aren't we? So, add stations, Edinford. So eventually, like, we'll be able to kind of plan what lines we're going to use. Let's create this line as well, because let's put all the rail infrastructure in first, and then we'll go and create the trains and the routes and such as that. I'm maybe thinking we should come around this way, down here, and then maybe, yeah, that looks like it'd be best. So what we could do is, because it's very tight. It is tight like a tiger. Yes. Man, look at me quoting movies that are literally 17 years old. It's depressing to think that that's how old that movie is. Okay. We could do that, you see. Hopefully that doesn't cause congestion. So if I do up to there, we can have a station there. And bridge that over. And then here we need to kind of go this direction. So let's make all this land. Whoa. Let's not go crazy now. That was very quick. Okay, so we can do that. Then here is where we'll align the tracks next, which works out perfectly because that's exactly 3 tiles, so the perfect space for a station. It's going to come through here. We'll have it go left slightly. Wow, more thunder. What do people here think about thunder? Like, is thunder something that you genuinely kind of... Because people tend to be very adverse one way or the other. People either love thunder. Like, I love thunder. And, like, so does Ashi. But some people are, like, really scared of it as well. Obviously, I can understand why. You know, it's a natural kind of thing. And, you know, nature's scary, yo. But I wonder why some people have, like, different reactions to it. Maybe it's down to what happens as a kid and all that kind of stuff. You know, maybe people just have bad experiences with it, or maybe it's the fact that I see a lot of people kind of... Some people seem to be more rational about fear than others. I know it's a very strange thing to think, but I see a lot of people who, for instance, are scared. There's 2 types of people. I mean, I'm going to hit a massively potentially sensitive subject of terrorism, but with regards to terrorism, I speak to a lot of people who genuinely say, oh, well, I'm not going to that place because I'm scared of terrorism. It's like, well, hang on, we live in the UK. It's like, even in other countries, I'd still be kind of the same as, you know, well, come on. It's not a genuine threat. It's a case of, it's a bit like nuclear war, I guess. It's like, you know, you can't dismiss it. You can't say, well, you're definitely not going to die of a nuclear war, of an atomic bomb. But it's very, very, very unlikely to happen, isn't it? I mean, people are scared of things like that, but then aren't scared of walking out the house in terms of it's a case of they're much more likely to be hit by a bus than they are to die of terrorism. But it's strange because, like, you know, walking down a road that buses operate on isn't kind of registered as a threat. It's like, it's very off balance, if you kind of get what I mean. Hopefully people understand. I'm not having a go at anyone at all, like, trust me. And I'm not kind of like, you know, playing down anything as well. I'm just saying it's interesting how kind of people react to fear differently. And some people kind of rationalize fears a bit more than others. And but even then, it's like, how can you say that you can rationalize a fear? Fear in itself is, well, I was going to say is irrational, but is it? Is fear really irrational? I guess it's your body's defense, isn't it? It's your body's way of saying, hang on, you need to be careful. And maybe that's it. Maybe some people are just more careful than others. See, I love it when I argue with myself. That's the thing. It's like, you know, I have opinions. I'm fine. I'm chill. I don't care whatever you want to do, however you want to act. It does not make any difference to me. You know, it's your life. You know, everyone's got 80 years, 70 years on this earth. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. It becomes a problem to me if you push that onto me or you start affecting the happiness of others. I ain't not got a problem with anything you want. But, you know, I have opinions. But I'm not judging anyone, you know. People can do what they want. If you're scared of thunder and stuff, then it's fair enough. I'm just curious as to why, really. But more on a psychological level opposed to, why are you scared of thunder? What happened in your childhood? Why did the lightning bolt touch you? Kind of thing. The lightning outside definitely didn't like that line. Okay, right. Anyway, thunder and everything else and rambling aside, I've made the second line here. With the time of this video being what it is, I'm probably going to wrap it up here for now. Oh, I need to make one more station here, don't I? I'm going to use this bridge. I've not used one of these for a while. And let's put a shelter in there because they're right next to the sea. So obviously if there are any big waves hit, then there you go. This can be our Dawlish link. Dawlish, I think, is the name of the place in the United Kingdom where there's a railway line right next to the sea, which kind of links one. It's very similar to this, actually. There's a railway line in the UK, and there's we have like a peninsula kind of thing that comes off the left. Not really a peninsula, but a section of land. And that entire area of land is only linked by one railway, and it's right next to the coast. And it got washed away last year, and they were like, "Oh shit, we've just cut off access to millions of people." Oh, thank you, British Rail, and your archaic beaching axe inspired networks. Anyway, as I remove all these roads that are activating my OCD, that is where I'm going to call it for this episode. So what I'm going to do in the next part is it'll be Rail Part 2, The Return of the Jedi, or whatever else it is. But we're going to finish off this. We're going to establish what rail routes that we have in the area. We're going to electrify this line all the way to Warnpool, because then we can have electric, obviously express services, but we can also expand the commuter services to have a higher capacity. Because look how many passengers there is. 5,000. These are queuing up. It's just neglected. That's just 5,000 passengers and 2 tiles. What have I done? I feel so guilty. We're going to fix it. Trust me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rambles. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.